The South Today Bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, Dunedin City councillors say it's not too late to change Three Waters plans, pleading their case in Wellington. A documentary series following Dunedin's earliest pioneers nears completion thanks to a local museum. And some Cantabrians celebrate their United States heritage in true American style. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. The Dunedin City Council was arguing its case to the New Zealand Government today, saying it's not too late to rethink the planned Three Waters reforms. On Tuesday in Dunedin, City councillors took to the mic to voice their thoughts on the issue.
An overflow of stormwater, just one of many issues Dunedin City councillors believe the government's planned Three Waters reforms won't properly address. But they say it's not too late to change course on how water is delivered to communities and to explore other models which could actually work and save high costs in the future. The DCC finalised its submission on the Water Services Entities Amendment Bill this week.
We need to ensure that if we have to have a new water system, that it's so robust that it can't break down. And that's why, given this extremely short time to do this consultation, is very, very concerning.
The government's Three Waters reforms would set up new regional entities to manage New Zealand's drinking water, wastewater and stormwater services, rather than local councils. But the proposals have faced widespread backlash across the country, with city councillors here concerned about the lack of control over Dunedin's water assets.
To make it as clear as possible that we are being as loud as possible and as forceful as possible, and what the ramifications actually are if this were to go through.
DCC Infrastructure Services Committee Chairman Jim O'Malley was tasked with presenting the council's case this morning in Wellington before a parliamentary select committee. He's been a strong and vocal critic of the government's Three Waters plan, which he says is fundamentally flawed. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Police spiked a car last night in central Dunedin after a person drove off from a Tyree service station without paying for their petrol. Police responded to reports of the petrol drive-off in Factory Road, Mosgiel, shortly after 7:30 on Tuesday night. The white station wagon in question was later spotted on Stewart Street in Dunedin, where police were able to use road spikes to slow the vehicle. The car eventually came to a stop on Moray Place, where 3 occupants attempted escaping on foot. A police dog and handler also attended the scene, tracking the fleeing occupants. One of the suspects needed medical attention after receiving a bite from the dog. The other 2 individuals were also caught and taken into police custody last night. A crew from Toitū Otago Settlers Museum have been tracing the tales of early European pioneers through a new online documentary series, Journey to New Edinburgh. The final episodes of the series were completed recently, finishing up an extraordinary journey.
Travels in time and space. Retracing the steps of European settlers has taken Toitū Otago Settlers Museum curator Sean Brosnahan across the world and back in time. The documentary series Journey to New Edinburgh was researched and presented by Brosnahan, with the project seeing him visit more than 350 locations, exploring the history of 100 pioneers.
Well, the Journey to New Edinburgh covers the story of the Otago settlement from its first conception in the 1840s through to its realisation, and then checks out how it all worked out.
Brosnahan uses contemporary accounts as well as online records to help uncover the locations where the idea of the new settlement first began.
And in some cases, like for Edinburgh, for instance in Glasgow, many of the buildings in which these events occurred in the 1840s and 50s still exist. So we went and found them. In London it was much different. London being heavily bombed in the war and been so progressively developed. A lot of times the actual original buildings weren't there, but we still went to the spots where they had been, so you get a sense of the geographical specificity of it.
The public can view the full series online via the Toitū Otago Settlers Museum website and on YouTube. In Dunedin, the South Today.
For most people, an ice-cold swim in winter is the last thing on their mind. But for a few extreme athletes, they're looking forward to taking an icy plunge.
These brave souls are training to compete in a unique extreme sport event, ice swimming. The International Ice Swimming Association National Championship is set to go ahead in central Otago this weekend, being held in open water for the first time ever. Wanaka local Fiona Fairbairn is no stranger to swimming in the local lakes, but hopes the temperature isn't too icy when it comes to race day.
About maybe, if we're lucky, it might be up to 4 further out.
The Ice Swimming National Open Water Championships are being held at Blue Lake in St Bathans, with swimmers kicking into gear for the 4-day event on Friday. In St Bathans, the South today.
With New Zealand being 16 to 18 hours ahead of the United States, we're one of the first places in the world to see July 4th, American Independence Day. So one Christchurch group decided to celebrate the US national holiday with a traditional hot dog eating competition.
These eager hot dog fans pushing themselves and their stomachs to the limit. A large crowd cheered on competitors on Tuesday night in the Mr. Wolf American hot dog eating competition. Up for grabs was the prestige of being crowned Christchurch's champion hot dog eater and a year's supply of hot dogs from the boutique champagne and gourmet hot dog bar. The fun event was held to celebrate July the 4th in the United States, American Independence Day.
Since we opened a hot dog bar, it's always been a running joke about how much I would love it because I'm the token American in the group. But once we started it, we just got this idea for 4th of July, Independence Day, letting all the Americans come in, have a hot dog eating contest, but also putting a spin on it to make it fun.
Competitors were given 5 minutes to eat as many American hot dogs as possible, with the top 5 going through to the final. There were a few different strategies on show. Some entrants opting for a slow and steady technique.
Slow and steady wins the race, you know. 1 every 40 seconds, get to 8. That's how it goes.
But eventual winners Garrett Cummins and Jimmy Ward were among those who chose the fast, messy approach. The pair pretty happy with their eating efforts, between them demolishing 27 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Preparation would have been 24 hours ago, and that was watching multiple YouTube videos. I think the strategy was eat the dog, dunk the bun, and that worked out all right. You know?
Yeah, I feel bad for the ducks, you know, because wet bread is disgusting.
In true American fashion, organisers decided to supersize the grand prize, awarding both the first and second place winners free hot dogs for a year. But staff in the Mr. Wolf Bar admit their cultural loyalties change regularly, with the team already planning a celebration for France's Bastille Day on July the 14th. In Christchurch, the South today.
Yakane still to come on the South today. Invercargill locals are being encouraged to touch the exhibits at a newly opened interactive arts show. And Alexandra gets in behind Matariki celebrations ahead of its second official public holiday late next week.
The sun may be lower in the sky, but that doesn't lower the risk from skin cancer. Melanoma doesn't care about the season and will continue growing regardless. Don't let shorter days shorten your days. Book a full body mole map now.
See the Mattress Masters at my mate John's Sleep Lab. He's taken 25 to 75% off all beds, mattresses and bedroom furniture. 25 to 75% off.
And my mate John.
Drive away your way with 3 incredible offers on the Honda CR-V Adventure Ready range. Choose from 2.9% finance with 0 deposit, third finance, or lease a new CR-V from just $136 per week. These offers are only available for a limited time, so be in quick. From Honda.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Children and families are being encouraged to touch the art at a recently opened show in Invercargill. Play features a range of interactive exhibits, including a light and shadow wall, a giant colouring in competition and a matariki light installation.
It's a fair bit to get used to. A museum where touching the art is actually allowed. Play is an interactive experience opening at Invercargill's He Wakatuia Gallery. It's a long-awaited sequel to a similar exhibition last year and is a joyful combination of colour, shapes, light and textures.
Yes, I'm extremely proud of it. We've worked really hard to put this all together. Love that it's bright and colourful and that we've done a lot of our own work to put things together, like the chair over there.
This soft toy armchair is sure to draw many children over the exhibition period. The display also includes a coloured shadow room, a colouring in wall and a giant twister board. The whole experience has been developed for tamariki, rangatahi and the young at heart, welcoming people of every age.
The point of this exhibition is to show that museums don't have to be like a don't touch, just look kind of space, but it can be somewhere where you can come in and actually interact with everything.
A selection of artworks from the Invercargill Public Art Gallery's collection are also on display, alongside musical artefacts borrowed from Te Hikoi Museum. The gallery says last year's display was the most popular exhibition they've staged, and they're hoping for a similar response this time around. The exhibition on Don Street opens to the public this weekend and is set to run until the end of July. In Invercargill, the South Today.
The second year of the new Matariki public holiday is just around the corner, which has some eager Central Otago locals keen to get the party started. The Alexandra community was brought together by a local school, kick-starting the celebrations for the Māori holiday in style.
Cooking up a traditional feast for a cultural celebration. Dunstan High School students organised an early Matariki festival last Wednesday, paying homage to the Māori New Year. The celebration came together after months of planning, which included a lot of good kai, art and musical performances for the whole community to enjoy.
This is our second year of having a Matariki festival, where it has been really awesome to see a lot of the community here. We've had a lot on site that's happened. We've had a hangi and fried bread.
Year 13 student Maya Turnbull feels it's important for the Māori celebration to continue to gain popularity around the country, with it becoming a public holiday just last year.
I think it's really important for the community to know that this is a public holiday now, and we would love for more people next year, and this year it's already grown since last year, so it's been really cool to see so many people and community.
There was a large turnout from the community celebrating the reappearance of the Matariki constellation, which will be visible again next Friday. In Alexandra, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Dunedin City Council's views were heard at a parliamentary select committee against the government's Three Waters plans. Toitū Otago Settlers Museum has traced the origins of Dunedin in an online series, Journey to New Edinburgh. And the 4th of July was celebrated in true American fashion in Christchurch as fans held a supersized hot dog eating competition. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. We welcome Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Hello Mike.
Evening Hannah.
What can we expect in tomorrow's paper?
We've got an update on a novel situation involving housing in Queenstown. Some people have taken some creative steps to try and find themselves somewhere to live.
Okay.
But unfortunately they've fallen foul of the authorities in the process, so whether they're going to be able to stay where they've set up shop remains to be seen.
Okay, what else have you got?
We've got an innovative local cop who's got an interesting idea about tackling single sale booze sales, and there's some questions about whether that's the way to be done or not. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
We've got a bit of a slip up by the Yellow Pages, who managed to lose the entire town of Alexandra plus a decent chunk of Cromwell out of out of this year's edition.
Right.
And in our arts section tomorrow, we've got a profile with the main visitor for the annual science festival, Tim Jackson, who's a well-known British author.
Wonderful. Oh, we look forward to reading. Thank you for sharing, Mike.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, expect heavy frosts in most areas for the next 2 nights, with milder northerly airflow developing for the weekend. Heading to the top of the South Island, looking fine with light winds and 14 degrees up in Nelson and over on the west coast in Greymouth tomorrow, with a clear 13 degrees on the way for Christchurch. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, those conditions continue as we come down the east coast with 12-degree highs in Ashburton and Timaru, 11 with clear skies in Oamaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, a slight breeze in the air through here tomorrow on what will be quite a crisp day, just 4 degrees in Queenstown, 6 in Wanaka and up to 7 in Alexandra. Heading further south, blue skies and light winds with 9 degrees apiece in Gore and Balclutha tomorrow, while over on the coast it'll get a touch warmer with 10 degrees in the Catlins. And across to Invercargill, fine and frosty tonight with -2 degrees. Then it's up to 11 tomorrow with sunny conditions but cool temperatures before another frost. And into Friday, it's a 14-degree day with sunny spots, high cloud and northerlies. And finally, heading to Dunedin. Cold tonight with southwesterlies with a low of 2 degrees. Thursday and Friday look mostly sunny with some light cloud and a mix of southwest and northeast winds with highs of 10 and 11 degrees. And that's the news this Wednesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. And we are also on Facebook. Just search for The South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite o pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.
The South Today Bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a MoleMap. MoleMap is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Trouble sleeping? See the Mattress Masters at My Mate John's Sleep Lab in store this weekend and you'll sleep better for less. He's taken 25 to 75% off all beds, mattresses and bedroom furniture. 25 to 75% off. This weekend at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street and online at mymatejohn.co.nz.
Where'd you get that furniture from? Stafford Street and My Mate John.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
Drive away your way with 3 incredible offers on the Honda CR-V Adventure Ready range. Choose from 2.9% finance with 0 deposit, third finance, or lease a new CR-V from just $136 per week. These offers are only available for a limited time, so be in quick. From Honda.